And she's in her comfortable walking shoes and in a pair of capri pants. So she can go to a business meeting and she has the credibility of a business suit, but she has that creative aspect, which is part of what she does in terms of the internet.
Okay. Now, again, are we dressing anything to camouflage, like, you know,
well,
problem area of any kind?
I'm going to say that anytime anyone has a problematic area that is from here to their hips, a jacket covers a world of sins. And as long as you frame the top part of your face and you do things that are vertical details and you keep the interesting colors, people look at the lightest and brightest part of you. So if your eyes are moving and they're flashing and the jewelry you're wearing sort of works with it, then nobody's really going to care if your hips are 3 inches bigger.
Right. I understand that, and I'm just trying to point that out for the viewers that,
Thank you.
You know, just like subtle things like a jacket, like you say, can do so much.
Now the other thing is sleeve length. If these sleeves extended down to where Marilyn's thumbs started, everything would be dragging down, then her hips would look wide even if she didn't have wide hips, and I'm not going to tell you if she does or she doesn't. Actually, she doesn't. But the fact is that by pushing the sleeves up, again, the top part of her body is reinforced. You used the word frame earlier, and basically when you dress yourself, you frame yourself, and you frame yourself in the kind of frame that merits you. If you go to the gallery and you see a modern frame on a bold modern painting, it's just a little silver metal, but it does what it has to do. And then you look at the Mona Lisa, and it's just a tiny little painting with a special message, and the frame is very ornate, and it might be 6 or 8 inches wide, but the painting can carry that weight. Same thing when you dress.
Okay. And before we see the next model, I'm going to ask you about what you chose to wear today.
Thank you. That is so smart. So basically, because I'm the wardrobe doctor, I want to wear something that gave me the credibility and the edge that my models don't have, because I put them in soft dressing. But because I'm creative in what I do and I am not a banker, I want people to know that the toys of fashion carry the eye. I want you to give me eye contact. I collect interesting jewelry. It's not very expensive, but what it does for me is it has value like art, and it speaks to me. So my flower cheers me and makes me smile. I'm wearing a fashion trend in the sense of many jewels because bold accessories are in. Years ago, we would have worn one statement. Now I'm framing a necklace that I love with pearls that I love, and I've done 3 different necklaces to create a look that's vertical and everything that I've been talking about with my models, which basically means I'm hoping that when I'm looking at the camera, I'm giving you eye contact. And if we connect, then we connect and we've done something positive and we can grow together. And I've worn a navy suit for the idea of anchoring this interview and making it something that gives me a bit of credibility as opposed to fashion flighty.
And you also chose a jacket that has some very interesting detail to it. It's a bit cropped at the waist. Mm-hmm. It has, you know, detail on the arm and the sleeve.
And I've improvised it. To be honest, what I've done is I've taken the sleeves and pushed them a little tighter, and this is actually a double-breasted jacket that I never do up, and I've actually just buttoned it back to create an open frame for what I've done. And I always tell people that they should own their look. And basically owning their look is taking what the designer says and the garment that you have and what God has given you, and then making it your own so that you are expressing your own individual message. And each of my models is not just here because she wanted to be on the show. She actually owns her clothes, and she's wearing the clothes that she would wear for her lifestyle and her life.
That's good. I also like the way you're integrating, you know, personal style, and maybe with you here, you've got a little Euro look going on, or a little bit French because it's got a denim sheer type of thing, which is good to be able to take those influences that people like in their life and incorporate them into their style, because like you said, it's personal branding. It's a reflection of you. So bringing into whatever, you know, their lifestyle has to offer, or even their personal likes is very interesting.
It's a list that starts with you, your core values and who you are. You're the person, we've talked about this before in terms of personal branding. Once you know what your core values are, you can make anyone look good, but if they're not wearing clothes that are for them, then they're just modeling something. That's why I said Marilyn and Anne before her and Gisela, who's going to model, are wearing clothes that they would wear and that they own, because it's more than just modeling an outfit. It's being a real person and achieving their best look.
And making it work in your daily life. All right, for time purposes, we'll move on to Gisela as your next model.
Now, Gisela is a woman who wears many hats as well. She has naturalhealthcare.ca, so she deals with health practitioners. She's my guru for computer, all sorts of net properties. And basically, she's wearing something because what happens is she starts her day, and in the evening she does networking, she goes out places. So she's in a place that might not be air conditioned, dealing with green products, maybe rolling up things and getting them ready for shipping. She's just done a book. So her day has a bounce to it, and she'd probably be just as comfortable in a pair of jeans. However, the after 5 life with people that are leaving work in business suits and that are maybe doing fancy dinners need something else. So what she's wearing is a cozy, like we started with our first model, but in a dress-up fabric, and a matching tank top. And this, if she weren't wearing it, I could scrunch it and put it in my fist. And as it is, with just a natural piece of jewelry, it can take her through her day, and she can fit next to me in my suit, next to either of the ladies that were here, and if you stood next to her and we're going to go out to lunch, she wouldn't have to change who she was. I pulled an animal print scarf because we're talking trends.
Yes,
and
it's
she's
very hot
a
now.
person who has the affinity for color. So vertical detail, we can do something just like that and accentuate the jacket and bring in an animal print, and she isn't drowning by it. If you remember the accessory and not the person, she's done it wrong. If you see all of Gisela when you're looking at her, she's done it right. Again, it's that human connection. Now, this fashion toy, I know we won't have time to do 15 or 20 ways to tie a scarf.
Yes, but you do have that on your website, right?
Yes, so this can be a sarong or serape, and it becomes a strapless dress. It can be a shoulder shawl, and we could actually eliminate the jacket. It's light and airy. It can be positioned in numerous ways, but always to frame the face. So we're taking an animal print, we're taking in consideration the temperature, where she's going, what she's going to have to do with it. That fashion toy could take her to a pool party, and it could take her to a cocktail party. And if it got to be fancier than that, then this little toy is also a shawl, and it compresses to just do glitter. And daytime swish is in, so if she wanted to silver herself up and do daytime swish, she could. But at the same time, if she were going to play with it, I'll do one of the abracadabra things while I speak to you. But you can take this scarf, and it's malleable, so you can just play with it. And you could just take it and shake it, make it a shorter entity in a lapel. And if she wanted neck fill, because maybe she was going somewhere where there were people who were more modest and they didn't want to see collarbones and neckline, then she could do neck fill. And we could actually change her jacket and the way she's wearing it. So owning
And just
your
a little
look.
bit of accessory on top of that would just change it up a bit too.
Yeah, you've got it. And the more accessories you have and the fashion toys, and they aren't costly. This is a $15 toy. It's not the money, it's that you have to look like a million, and you
Right.
have to feel like a million. If you can do those things, then the things you own you can collect. It isn't how costly they are, it's more how they fit into who you are.
Yes, and you know, even a purse can be an accessory.
Purse, shoes, earrings, your makeup, your skin, just taking care of your skin and your nails and your personal grooming. The fact that I'm wearing color on my nails should tell you a little more about me than someone who maybe like yourself did French nails. They're both statements, but they're both individual.
Yes.
Thank you, Gisela.
Okay, thank you. So we've got to wrap up. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows where you're located and that you have your website address. So go ahead and tell
Thank you.
us.
So I'm at 200 Spadina, north of Queen, and if anyone is interested in bicycling there are bicycle stops. There's also TTC. One streetcar takes you from Union Station or from Bloor and Spadina, and lots of parking. And the store is on the west side of the street, just north of Queen, about halfway. And my website's simple, marilyns.ca.
And also your store hours.
10 to 6 Monday to Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturdays. And if anyone wants to clean their closet and bring clothes along to understand how they can use their own clothes in a different way, they're welcome to make an appointment. And my store is a drop-off center for new circles. So anything that you have that's gently used that isn't going to work for you, you can just drop it to me. I have a 3,000 square foot basement, and New Circles picks up for me.
Wow, very good. Okay, and again, just for the viewers, we have the giveaway, which is a consultation with Marilyn for however long it takes. You can bring in your own clothes and add some new pieces. Marilyn will give you great ideas. That's worth $250 on its own, and then another $50 towards your purchases with Marilyn at Marilyn's. And the number in today is 416.
So you only get the first three numbers every time,
I know,
Jeanette.
204
416-204-9723.
Okay, thanks. And thank you, Marilyn, for being here. I'm sorry we're a little out of time now. It was very invigorating and pleasure to have you. And don't forget to tune in to your Marilyn show, A Woman's Perspective, on AM 740, the Zoomer Radio, Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for your special this week.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. And anyone that wants any information with regard to fashion and image, they can just give me a call.
Great.
Fantastic.
And we'll be right back with Dr. Corey Torgerson talking to us about what we should know before we have our next Botox shot or any other facial procedure.